You've been following the Barbault Basket. You know what a historic astrological event looks like. You felt what it was like to be inside a configuration that astrologers had been pointing to for decades. What if I told you something even more personally powerful is arriving in 15 days? On August 12, 2026, the sky goes dark at noon. The moon slides directly across the face of the sun, blocking its light entirely, in a total solar eclipse at 20 degrees Leo. And it doesn't arrive alone. Mercury and Jupiter are also in Leo, creating a four-planet stellium at the exact moment of the eclipse. The last time a total solar eclipse happened in Leo was 1999. The last time it happened with Jupiter present was over a century ago. This eclipse opens a brand new eclipse series that will reshape themes of leadership, creativity, and collective identity for the next 2 years. The Barbault Basket ignited the change. The solar eclipse on August 12 is the first detonation. And you have 15 days to prepare for it. Stay with me. If the Barbault Basket series has been giving you value, hit like right now. It tells the algorithm this content matters and gets it to more people who need to understand what's coming. And subscribe if you haven't. This eclipse series is going to be the most important content this channel produces. You don't want to miss a single video. Now, August 12th. What is actually happening and why it matters for your life? Let me give you the facts first, because the facts alone are extraordinary. On August 12, 2026, a total solar eclipse occurs at 20 degrees 2 minutes Leo. For a brief period, the sun disappears entirely, taking visibility, orientation and certainty with it. This is also the first total solar eclipse visible from mainland Europe since 1999. The celestial path crosses Greenland, Iceland, the Atlantic Ocean, Portugal, and northern Spain. But the astronomy is not the most significant part. Here is what the astrology reveals. The 2026 eclipse features a four-planet Leo stellium, Sun, Moon, Mercury, and Jupiter, a concentrated burst of Leo energy that dramatically heightens themes of self-expression, creativity, courage, and leadership for the entire collective. A stellium this concentrated at a total solar eclipse is extraordinarily rare. Each planet amplifies the others. The Sun, eclipsed in its own sign of Leo, represents identity and self-expression going dark so something truer can emerge. Mercury in Leo brings communication, ideas, and messages that carry unusual weight and permanence. And Jupiter, the planet of expansion, abundance, and miracles, sitting at the eclipse point magnifies everything it touches to an extraordinary degree. Eclipses are accelerators. They close chapters fast and open doors you didn't know existed. A total solar eclipse in Leo hugged by Jupiter is the kind of new beginning energy astrologers circle years in advance. This is that eclipse. And it's 15 days away. How this connects to the Barbault Basket? Here is what most content about this eclipse is completely missing, and what makes it so directly relevant to everyone who followed the Barbault Basket. The Barbault Basket and the solar eclipse of August 12 are not separate events. They are consecutive chapters of the same story. On July 26, the nodes of destiny shifted into the Leo-Aquarius axis, the same axis the Barbault Basket was built around. The eclipse on August 12 is the first major activation of those newly shifted nodes. It opens a brand new eclipse series on the Leo-Aquarius axis that will define the next 2 years. Think of it this way. The Barbault Basket was the seismic event, the underground shift that changed the direction of the tectonic plates. The solar eclipse of August 12 is the first visible earthquake on the surface. The first place where the change that was initiated underground becomes unmistakably, unavoidably visible in your life. This eclipse arrives within an active Aquarius-Leo cycle that began earlier in 2026, carrying forward ongoing questions about who leads, who is seen, and how authority is granted or withdrawn. The seeds the basket planted in you during July 19 through 21st. August 12 is when they break ground. What a total solar eclipse actually does. Before we get to what this means for your sign, I want to make sure you understand what a total solar eclipse actually does. Because it's different from every other astrological event. Total solar eclipses operate in the most absolute register. They don't soften or dilute, they interrupt. Visibility collapses so that something fundamental can reset. In Leo, the sign of identity, self-expression, and being seen, this interruption is specifically targeted at the version of yourself you have been presenting to the world. The eclipse briefly removes the light from that version. And in the darkness it creates, for a moment, for a week, for a month, something more authentic has the space to emerge. An old version of how you shine is ending so a truer one can begin. When the ruler of visibility itself goes dark and then returns, the message is hard to miss. This is not loss. This is replacement. The eclipse doesn't take your light away. It upgrades it. But only if you're conscious of what's happening. And only if you're willing to let the old version go. What it means for your rising sign. The most precise way to understand where this eclipse lands in your life is by your rising sign, because your rising sign determines which house 20 degrees Leo falls in for you. Here is what the eclipse is activating for each one. Aries rising, the eclipse hits your 5th house. Creative self-expression, romance, joy, and the courage to be seen as yourself. An old way of performing your identity in love and creativity is ending. A truer creative voice is emerging. Taurus rising, your 4th house. Home, roots, family, and the foundations of your life. Something about your inner life or living situation is being fundamentally reset. What felt like home may be transforming. Gemini rising, your 3rd house. Communication, ideas, siblings, and immediate environment. A powerful new message or creative direction wants to emerge through your voice. Something you've been trying to say is finding its final form. Cancer rising, your 2nd house. Values, finances, and self-worth. The eclipse is targeting specifically what you believe you deserve and how you earn. An old story about your financial worth is ending. Leo rising, your 1st house. Identity itself. This eclipse is the most personally significant for Leo rising of any eclipse in years. A version of yourself is ending. The truest version is beginning. Virgo rising, your 12th house. The unconscious, hidden matters, and spiritual life. Something invisible, a fear, a pattern, a secret, is being illuminated and released. Libra rising, your 11th house. Community, friendships, future networks, and collective purpose. Who you belong with and why is being reset. Scorpio rising, your 10th house. Career, public role, and life mission. Your professional direction is at a turning point. The way the world sees you is being upgraded. Sagittarius rising, your 9th house. Beliefs, philosophy, travel, and higher purpose. An old belief system or worldview is ending. A more authentic philosophy is emerging. Capricorn rising, your 8th house. Transformation, shared resources, and deep intimacy. Something in your relationship with power, money, or deep connection is being permanently reset. Aquarius rising, your 7th house. Partnerships and significant one-to-one relationships. A key relationship, romantic, professional, or personal, is at a turning point. Pisces rising, your 6th house. Daily work, health, and service. Your relationship with how you show up every day, the routines, the work, the body, is being upgraded to something more aligned. Here is what I need you to understand with complete clarity before this video ends. What I just described for each rising sign is the house the eclipse activates. But the eclipse doesn't land in a vacuum. It lands on top of your existing natal planets, and if you have any planets or angles between 15 degrees and 25 degrees of Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, or Taurus, this eclipse is making direct contact with something in your personal chart. If you have planets or angles between 15 degrees and 25 degrees of the fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius, this eclipse season is written directly into your chart. That direct contact means this eclipse is not background noise for you. It is a foreground event in your life. A specific door is closing and another is opening, and you need to know which ones. And here is the urgency I want you to feel right now. You have 15 days. That's it. 15 days before the most significant solar eclipse in a generation arrives at 20 degrees Leo with a 4-planet stellium. People who understand their personal chart going into this eclipse will experience it as a conscious upgrade, a chosen transformation they participated in deliberately. People who don't will experience the same energy as confusion, disruption, and things falling apart without understanding why. The difference between those two experiences is one thing: knowing your chart. Moon reading gives you a free personalized reading built around your exact birth date. It shows you exactly where 20 degrees Leo falls in your chart, which of your natal planets the eclipse is activating, and what your soul's design says about what this chapter is opening and closing for you specifically. Thousands of people used this reading during the Barbault Basket and described it as finally understanding what the universe was doing in their specific life rather than just feeling the energy without knowing where it was pointed. The eclipse is 15 days away. That window is closing. Go get your personal map before August 12th arrives and the chapter turns without you knowing which one it is. Pause. Scroll to the description. Click the first link. 2 minutes. Go now. August 12th is coming. And it is not a small event. A total solar eclipse at 20 degrees Leo. 4 planets in Leo simultaneously. The first major activation of the newly shifted Leo-Aquarius nodes. The first visible surface event of the transformation the Barbault Basket ignited underground. August is truth. August is a return home to the divine creation of self. August is a remembering of true belonging. What the basket began, the dismantling of what was no longer true, the emergence of what is more authentic, August 12th brings to the surface. What was underground is now visible. What was potential is now required. You have 15 days. Use them. Drop your rising sign in the comments, and tell me, which house is the eclipse activating for you? This community tracked the Barbault Basket together. We're tracking the eclipse together too. Share this video with everyone who followed the Basket series. They need to know what's coming next. The story didn't end on July 21st. It is just now becoming visible above ground. Until then, the sky is preparing. So should you.